back to episode, I think it's 7 of building out our ultimate dream Minecraft world. And in the last episode, we made the second half of this main street section with a bunch of, I would say, smaller houses that look so good. And I know at the end of the last episode, I was hoping to build a storage system in this video, hopefully inside of here. And as you can see, I've tried to do some planning, and it turns out we need this wood amount of space to build a storage system. So we would only be able to do storage on one side, and it just wouldn't be enough storage. This is for an automated storage system, just as an FYI. But yeah, that's the conclusion we came to. So unfortunately, storage is not gonna fit in these buildings, which is kind of okay. It is making me start work on our megabase. And I'm always nervous about this type of thing. But as you can see, I've done a little bit of work building up a stairwell that should look pretty cool and awesome. And then this is where we're going to be building our megabase floor. This is going to be, if you haven't seen my previous videos, a big castle that is, I couldn't even tell you how big it is. It's over 500,000 blocks, just the exterior. So this thing is huge. And this perimeter here is going to be our walls on the outside of said castle. I have a general vibe of what I want to go with. It's going to be a white, which is why we have this as our floor. As you can see, a white, gold, and maybe deep slate type of black color scheme. And it's going to be half cathedral, half castle. In this episode, I want to get started on this. This is going to be an insane undertaking. And I don't really know how to even start it other than just getting in the floor system and then working on a storage system. I don't really have a plan for the floor, but I'm thinking something that is a cool pattern and will direct us. So the initial entrance hall and room is going to be massive. I want the floor to be large patterns of white, yellow, and again, maybe some black, but I don't actually know about that. And have it be kind of a diamond pattern. And honestly, I think it's better if I just show you. So let's hop into a little bit of a time lapse of me building this. Let's get into it right now. Our castle floor is, oh man, this looks a little bit like Swiss cheese. I was gonna say, this thing is done. It mostly is, to be fair. We have cubes or squares taken out. The 3x3s are gonna be pillars. So we don't need floor for those spots. And then the extra Swiss cheese is something we'll be working on in a second. But the castle floor is basically done. It is looking super cool. I actually really like how it turned out. This is looking great. We're not going to be seeing it from that high up though, because it's going to be inside. We're probably going to be seeing it from this level. And actually, I think it's really good. I really like how we've done from gold to wool to, what is this, glazed terracotta? Into the glowstone. The glowstone is for light, because this floor is gigantic. We need it lit up. And you can see, glowstone is the only thing we're using for light. But what about these holes? Yeah, we need to make a farm. We need to make a farm. These holes are going to be for pearlescent, maybe? One of them, the purpley froglights. For whatever reason, they match really well in hue, tone, genre with these pale polished diorite blocks. So that's what we're going to be doing in all of the Swiss cheese holes that we have scattered around this whole floor system. But froglights are not easy to get. They basically require a farm to do anything. Thankfully, we already have access to the roof of the Nether, so a farm isn't actually that challenging. We need to go up to the roof of the Nether, build a little spawning thing in a basalt delta, and get some frogs. And that's pretty much it. So I think in order to do that, we should probably get some frogs. I do believe all we need to do is birth frogs in certain locations and then bring them over to our farm area. Obviously, don't have a farm yet, and that's a problem. I'm flying into the water. That's a problem. So I think step one is to build a little verdant, or no, pearlescent froglight farm. I might as well make the other two froglights as well. There's verdant and then the yellow one, I think. So we might as well make all three. I'm just going to be copying a shulker craft farm. Their tutorials are pretty good. I have had success with them in the past. So I suppose let's work together and build through this farm. I'm gonna just walk you through anything fun that we do in this build, and then we will have officially finished out our floor system. So I should have everything we need to build this farm, and we are in a basalt delta so that only magma cubes can spawn. I think that's why this is being built here. To set it up, we do need to make a little 9x9 area. And actually, let me grab some hoppers and mine carts. And I honestly don't know why I said mine carts. I meant mud. What we're gonna do here is set up a cool little system. And you know what? I'm actually gonna build this like 6 or 7 blocks in the sky. The reason for this is because I want the opportunity, oh, I gotta jump for this, to be able to make it a more advanced storage system than this just chests, because that's what's built into the thing, and that's not really my vibe. So let's go just a bunch over, and then with hoppers go all the way over until we run out. Perfect. This is going to be where our minecarts unload, and I'm of course using a way overkill system to unload our minecarts onto this hopper block, which should turn into a really cool unloading system that makes it so that it's really hard to, I don't know if you've ever dealt with hopper minecarts going back and forth, but if you unload the chunks in a weird way, and I guess it's worth to do F3 and G. Yeah, so we're gonna not build this in one chunk, which means it's way more likely that if we unload, let's say, the chunk that I'm in right now, before we unload this chunk, and some hopper minecarts are in one of the chunks and not the other, they'll just stop moving, and it'll break, and it'll be weird. So I'm hoping this is actually going to avoid that issue, and it'll make it way more cool. We have this system set up now, and let me walk you through how it works. I mean, you've definitely seen this before. I think I used it in our sugarcane farm. But let's say, oh, I need to pick up items here. Oh, easy peasy. Boom. Ah, concern has occurred. Oh, that's because I forgot. Probably the most important part. Needed to make a quick pit stop. Head will solve all of our problems, which is why I needed a bunch of Enderman heads to align our minecarts so that it actually broke them. Instead, oh, I fell off. But you could see, boom, 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 boom. But as you can see, we now have auto loading and unloading, which, here, let me prove it to you. Let's get a bunch of these to going. We should see down here, yeah, a bunch of blocks drop and immediately get picked up. That's true? Dang. All right, well, that's very, very sweet. And we can turn them off using this lever here so that we don't hear the constant clicking. But yeah, so that's how our loading, or I guess item collection system is going to work. Now though, let's get into building our farm. So we need to build a 9x9 area. This is where our frogs are going to be going. So we obviously need to make a little safety net for them. This is also so that magma creams can't escape and all the things can't escape and yeah, everything else. So I've gotten in a temporary floor, and then in the center, I think that's here, we're placing our block for our iron golem to stand on. Then we're placing chains so that small magma creams can fall through while the big ones obviously can't. And this is our frog area. We actually need to go get some frogs for this, because after this we're going to be building in our spawn platforms, and I don't want magma cream coming and beating me up when I'm trying to put frogs in this little pit. So let's, I suppose, go get some frogs together. I'm going to pick up all these temporary blocks, and our goal is to get a few from every region. I think what happens is you breed frogs up in mangrove or swamp biomes where they normally spawn, and then you can kidnap their babies and put them in varying harsh conditions to make them resistant to certain things and change colors. Where frog? Frog. Hello, froggy. You're coming with me, froggy, froggy. We're finding a friend for you to kiss and smooch and go mwah, mwah, mwah. Hello, frog. You are the French frog. French fry. That's your new name. Come with me, French fry. We gotta go find you a kissy friend. Hello, excuse me, sir. Sir. You seen a frog? Sir, have you seen a frog? There's one this way? Yes, sir. Oh, 2 frogs here. You could just kiss normal like. You don't even need to be coerced. perfect. Wait, why is this Frog City? We're in France for real. Okay, now we have to wait for them to lay eggs in tadpole and, or I guess lay tadpoles. Lay eggs in tadpoles? No. Lay tadpoles and eggs? They're doing something to their eggs. And I just gotta keep an eye on both. So hopefully Home Slice is gonna head towards the water. Okay, they're still chilling. Oh, are you going to the water? Yes. Okay, there we go. So we have to wait on these to hatch and grow. I'm kind of curious if I can break these. Nope. Whoops. Okay. Well, that has wasted me 10 minutes. Great. All right, squad fam. Can I trap you in a hole? That would be killer if I could. Oh, sick. You guys love being trapped. It's like your favorite activity, it looks like. Time to get into the hole. Thanks. That was quick. Wow. Let me be stuck here for 30 minutes. And we'll be back with maybe some babies. We have buckets of tadpole. I think actually that's all we need. I've bred them up one more time, but I don't think we need that. I'm going to kidnap 3 of these guys to bring with me, put those guys in the farm, and then we can, I guess, put these other 9 just in either, I think it's desert and also tundra to get the other 2 types of froglights. And I actually don't know how long AFKing is going to take. So let's cover these guys up and just sit in a hole. And hopefully after like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or so, these will have grown up and we'll have white frogs. Nice. We have white frogs. Where's our last one? Over here? Yes, all 5 white frogs. So that's how it works. Really easy, actually. Let's now get these guys over to our farm. And that should be way easier than before, I guess, before the lead update came out. That's crazy. Before I got so rudely interrupted, let's move these guys over to our farm, and then we could do the same thing with cold biome. I think I'll need to go to like a frozen peaks or something, and then we could grab the ones from the swamp and bring them over as well. All right, little guys, we need to get up this 1x1 path. There's no chance all of you are gonna make it up. Yep, there they go. Hopefully we can get 2 in this run. Can you guys get up here? Ooh, that was my bad. I killed one of yous. All right, guy. Okay, I can do parkour. Yes. Come on. Get into the hole. Perfect. Okay, and hopefully with these chains, they won't jump out and away. You are our last participant. Your friend is going to die. That's an unfortunate circumstance of working with me. I missed again. Okay, come on. Yes. All right, we have our 4 here. Now, let's do that for the other 2 colors. Our frogs are in. We have 4 of each color. I did have to use our backup white one. I don't know where it went, but they are starting to jump over on this side. I think because of these blocks here. They're like, oh, full blocks. Let's go over there. Stupid. Don't do that. This has apparently stopped them from doing that. So W. Now I think we got to get in our spawning platforms. Those are just going to be little cubes in an area, and then our iron golem in the center, and then I think we're pretty much done. So I suppose let me get in this last little bit, and then we can see if the farm works at all. I'm assuming we're going to be AFKing up there, so I think we'll make an AFK platform as well. So yeah, let's get to finishing up the farm, and then I can hopefully show you how cool it is. Our farm should now be done. I've AFK'd just a little bit, and yeah, it looks like they're spawning. Oh, yeah, so I thought this was going to be a problem. It did look like our magma creams were hitting the guy. Looking over at the comments, it looks like someone named John Austin, thank you so much, John, has a fix for it, because in 1.21 they've changed how magma cream hits stuff. So I think I'll just have to fix it slightly. Let me fly away real quick. Make sure they all despawn, and then we can do that fix. So I'm spawning in our new golem sets. I've added in chains around their faces, which is what I was told to do by our best friend John. Let's, I suppose, see if this fixes it. Yes, magma cream. Go get him. Go get him, gents. I swear I have more than one golem in here. Bro. There's no need to have beef with this one baby slime. There we go. Okay, they all four of them had beef with that one itty bitty slime. Now it's going. Now it's working well. They have a bunch to choose from. They're not getting hit, which is huge. And our frogs are eating the babies. Perfect. Okay, we should also be seeing them get froglights. Honestly, actually, I say that. I have entities. I don't know why we're not seeing froglights. I'm assuming they're getting them. This is how you make them. So let's now AFK for a little bit longer. Hopefully, and it looks like it is, our iron golems are not going to die anymore. And let's see how many frogs we can turn into lights. We have now AFK'd for probably an hour and a half, I would say. And hopefully we have a lot of froglights and magma creams. Oh, one thing. Yeah, not seeing those froglights in that previous clip. Oh, did this break? All right, sorry. Not seeing those froglights in the past clip was actually really, really bad. Apparently, because of the fact that we are using some vanilla tweak stuff, I think it was mob head drops, was causing a huge problem. It feels like I'm missing specifically this line of hopper minecarts. Did I have an extra hopper minecart and I didn't put it in there and I'm silly and have lost hundreds of items in the process? Maybe, but I don't see it. So let's wait another. Oh my god, that's totally the case. Bruh. Well, our rates are going to be dramatically reduced. Holy cow, that's like multiple stacks. Woo. That is pretty good for an hour and a half AFK session. It does make sense that the middle is full. I really should have thought that one through. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm gonna need to make a full farm for this, or a full storage system for this, but we have, or I guess we need these pearlescent ones for our build. So that's perfect. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be green and just do this. Oh no, not an already sorted one. This one's not sorted. Perfect. I really need a sorting system. I need one so bad. All right, let's grab our pearlescent ones and finish off the darn floor. I actually think I got distracted when I was explaining this before. So what was happening was we had a vanilla tweaks thing that lets us drop mob heads when the mobs are killed by players. This is fantastic. The only problem with it is that for whatever reason, when mobs are killed by frogs, it breaks them, the magma creams specifically, and just makes them drop nothing at all, which means no froglights and also no magma creams. So it's a lose-lose and it's so very sad. So I needed to just remove that vanilla tweaks data pack. Not too hard, right? Not too hard at all. You just hit delete on a folder. That case was true. That was true. Except for the fact that we're playing on a realm. And I don't know if folks have tried to configure and design and re-upload and do all the realm stuff that you need in order to get a working realm, but it's a big problem when you need to upload the file again, the world download, and the world download is bigger than an empty world. Because, let me key in on something great, Microsoft hates me. And probably a lot of other people that have like even a decent sized realm. Our save folder was, I think, 2.5 gigabytes. That is pretty big. We had a lot of unclaimed chunks, and I think it was time anyway to delete chunks in the end, just so that end cities can respawn and people can get elytras again. Because I think we've cleared out like almost every end city in a 1,000 block radius around the spawn island. So really not great. The problem was that didn't solve our issue. I needed to remove all of the end chunks that existed, and I needed to meticulously go through, and this was over the course of like 2.5 hours, meticulously go through every single chunk in the overworld, see if we had built stuff, like that house over there, or houses over that way, or whatever, see if we built stuff, or have modified the terrain, and not deleted it. And then I needed to do that for every single thing, and if I deleted anything, it would be a problem. One thing I did delete was the end portal, so we are gonna have to fix that. That's okay. But the the main thing is that if I deleted anything, it would be a big issue, because like our farming district, that would be a problem to delete. My base, that would be a problem. So it was just meticulous deletion of a bunch of stupid things, because Microsoft won't allow files like bigger than 100 megabytes to be uploaded, which is insane for a game that stores everything in files. Hello? Anyway, I wanted to rant about it. I was annoyed. But now we are better. Things are working, and we have a bunch of froglights. We can put these in, and they kind of fit the vibe and the theme. Wait, what if I tried the yellow ones? Ooh, wait, that kind of looks cool. So it's really differentiating between the kind of warm tones of this yellow froglight versus the cool of the purple. So the reason I chose purple initially was because it blended in probably better out here. But now that we have our gold kind of patterns here, I think I like the yellow. So you're gone. Our blocks are in, and let's look at what this thing looks like. Holy cow. This is insane. I think you can better understand the outline of these 3x3 pillars that we're going to have. Basically, what's going to be happening here is we're going to have a massive entrance hall in this area here. It's going to be impossible to explain what I mean, but a big old entry hall in this area. And then when we go through here at this point, the walls kind of come in. It's like a separating interior wall to the massive hall where we have balconies looking over, and this is where our storage system is going to be. I do now need to figure out what storage system I want to use, and if there even is one that I want to use. I have some, I bet these are actually pretty normal requirements, but what I want to have is maybe on this side or the other side and flip-flop it, but on one of the sides, I want bulk storage. So this is shulker box and also normal storage for bulk items like stone, cobblestone, things we farm, bamboo, sugarcane, rockets, all of that stuff. So I can quickly, I need a shulker of stone, grab in, come in, grab it, go. But also have the ability to, I would just need a stack. I don't want to open up a barrel of shulker boxes, place down a shulker box, get a stack of stone, and then put it back. That would suck. I want to have either shulkers or chests of the stone themselves. I think I actually have a good farm or build for this, not a farm. And it is a thing called Better Compressed Storage from Mizuma Games. This is what Impulse SV uses for his storage systems year in and year out. This looks absolutely insane, as probably has more features than what I need. It seems like it is farm storage more than storage. So we can probably remove some of the features, make it a little bit smaller, because right now I think it's 11 blocks deep, which means what? Right about here, we would have the front of our storage, and we wouldn't have a lot of space for our 3x3 pillars, like we would have to squeeze through. I don't want that. I do want it a little bit smaller, but that's a good starting point. On the other side is our normal storage. So this is, I might use copper golems. I might use, Mizuma also has a super cool multi-item sorter. I might use that. It's basically the same as copper golems in theory. What it does is we have, let's say, a row of chests that we have for all of our oak items. So this could be oak logs, planks, slabs, trapdoors, all that stuff in one. And then we move over for all the different wood types, and then we have it for all the different whatever types, etc., etc. We can have that on this ground floor here for our most common items, up here, and then also up here on top of our bulk storage system. So it's going to be an insane amount of storage. The goal, never run out of storage. Have too many chests. I'd rather have chests by the end that I haven't configured because I don't know what to put in them than have not enough storage. Because that's what I'm stuck in my starter house. I have so much space, and yet somehow not enough places to store stuff. I have just left shulker boxes. That's not what I mean. Of things that I fully forgot about, like trial chambers or the end or prismarine, and that's kind of ridiculous and embarrassing. So I don't want that again. We need a thing for storage. So I'm gonna want to get that in. But as I mentioned, for our bulk storage system, we're gonna need a lot of shulker boxes. As I already mentioned, we have raided the entirety of the end. Honestly, probably only got like 10 stacks of shulker shells. I don't want to do that. Never again. Never want to do that again. Instead, we probably want to farm for it. And for that farm, I have one already. It needs some wither roses, and that actually should be kind of fun. I'm hoping I can use allays, and let me sleep, but I'm hoping I can use allays and the infested potions to have allays spawn silverfish that then track towards the wither and then get blown up by them. That would be my ideal goal, and I think it's pretty easy to do. I feel like I've seen Etho do it in Hermitcraft Season 11, the most recent one, at least at the time of recording this. I saw that he had allays near the wither, like the endstone bedrock thing. I've seen that he has that. So I think I can reverse engineer it, and it shouldn't be too hard. It should just be allays, drop silverfish blow up from wither roses. Easy peasy. It should just be that simple. I'm actually set to stream in the next like 30 minutes or so. So I need to quickly head over to our end portal gateway, connect that back up to what we have in the nether, because as I remind you, I had to delete the chunks. So our portal is no longer there. But connect up that portal, get to the end, get set up with a wither rose farm in that end area. And I don't have much time to do it, so let's quickly go do that, connect it back up, and then we can get to building our wither rose farm. So of course, for our wither rose farm, we needed some wither skulls for our wither. So I went around a stronghold that was thankfully in a soul sand biome, so we just got more wither skulls, did a little bit of skull gathering, and then headed to the end where we were able to build up this farm. So the intention was have allays with the infested potion, take damage from drowning in water, and then splash them with an infested potion so they spawn silverfish. Once we have a ton of silverfish, we then try to spawn the wither, and hopefully during the wither explosion, some of the silverfish, or maybe all of it, get blown up, and then we get wither roses. And I suppose it's probably better to just show you what happened on our first attempt rather than try to tell you. Oh yes, go up there, perfect. And blow up. Wait, they didn't die? Wait, they didn't die. What am I supposed to do? I was so confident that was gonna kill them. What do I do? What do I do? So as you saw, that didn't do as much damage as I hoped. So I had to go back to the drawing board, and thankfully I saw this Reddit post made by Thomas the Wookiee where they had an allay and silverfish based farm that used the explosions from the wither after it spawned to blow up the silverfish. So I built up basically a copy of that farm and tried it out. They're not taking any damage. Why is our wither not shooting anything? It's not working either. Why is it not working? This one actually surprised me way more than the other one. For whatever reason, the wither wasn't shooting any wither heads because it wasn't aggroed to anything. So I needed to make a genuine wither rose farm that was totally separate from the allay version, and I just found this one. I think it was shulker craft again, and it worked great. We had some enderman fall. The wither targets a chicken that's kind of across from it. It blows it up, blows up the enderman. Good day. This thing didn't take quite as long as the LA kerfuffle that happened for probably about 6 hours of me trying to deal with them, and eventually we got it all situated. There were a few difficulties, the main one being the wither, when they spawned, shot our chicken and blew it up. So I had to replace it in our chicken. In order to do that, I actually covered up the wither with just dirt, and bro was chill. He wasn't shooting a single thing. He was fully encased, which I swear used to not happen. When I removed the dirt, he was back to normal, shooting the bedrock, not the chicken, and we were good. So I AFK'd a little bit at our enderman farm, got plenty of wither roses for our shulker farm, and then got to building. This shulker farm, again, was a mistake. Oh my goodness. I have had terrible farm luck. For whatever reason, this was highly recommended on YouTube's search algorithm, but I should have read the comments. Every single comment was like, this farm is trash. This is stupid. And this is me. Slowly zoom in on this. This is me reading the comments after building the farm, realizing the farm's not going to work because everyone doesn't like it and it's stupid. I'm not a quitter though, so I'm going to try it anyway. I brought over a shulker, and actually like 6, but we brought over a shulker to try it out. We first attempted to drop it down on the bottom. That didn't work at that. We then tried on the top. This was maybe more successful because it didn't die immediately, but it did get stuck for forever. We tried to get it in a minecart, didn't work. We tried to get it in a boat, didn't work. It was freaking out. It was a problem child for sure. And then it just decided to teleport into the wither roses and die. So great, thank you. You might have also noticed that there was another shulker in the background when we were trying to deal with the first one, and good news, that one also killed itself in the wither roses. So I tore the whole thing down and chose a new farm, and we are back to square one. This was supposed to be a quick little one-day activity where we built a few farms that we totally needed before building our storage system. Huh. Has it taken all way longer than I thought to build a stupid wither rose farm and then a stupid shulker farm. All of that to just make the shulker farm. All we need is the shulker boxes. We don't need the wither roses right now. Yeah, as you saw, our wither roses took 3 tries, and I've just torn down and resource gathered for our second attempt at a shulker farm. This time by a more reputable YouTuber. The first one, trash. Wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but look at the comments before you build a shulker farm, because it was a struggle. I already have all of the resources in here. You can see I have a ton of stuff. Hopefully this will be as straightforward as watching a tutorial, getting the shulker in, it working right away. And yeah, I'm using the design that Impulse used and I think Hypno used in season 10 of Hermitcraft. So it's going to be good. It's going to be great. We'll have shulkers afterwards. We already have our wood farm over here. I actually don't think I've shown this off. Nia, Chief Rainbow 12, made a dark oak and pale oak wood farm, because those are the hardest to farm. They require pretty much no loss on the saplings, so it's really hard to get. This was made by Big Booty 17, an absolute gem in the technical Minecraft community. I would definitely check that one out. But yeah, we have everything we need for this new shulker farm. Let's build it a second time. So far, I think our gunpowder farm I've built twice, shulker farm built twice, Wither Rose farm built 3 times. We're on a good roll of farms that don't work, that I have to rebuild, and I hate it. Anyway, we will... I'm so sorry that it's time-lapse city right now, but let's get into a time-lapse. I'll be building this stupid farm. Let's go. We're gonna be quick with this time-lapse because, to be honest, I can't be asked. It's too much. So here we are building it up. It's floors and then things, and then we got our guy in, and it worked. Great. Fantastic. Good video, good tutorial. Oh my goodness, it's working. Oh my goodness, it's working. Wait, they could spawn there. Hold on. Those were temporary blocks that I forgot about. Okay. We should have guys up here. We totally do. The way this kills the shulkers is it just entity crams them. So we should see, that's why they're all teleporting into this one spot also. There's so many balls going up and down here. I think what is happening, and don't quote me on this because I don't know what's happening, but this shulker is getting hit about 1,000,000 times a second, and that spawns new ones. And yeah, you just saw, I think he spawned a new one and or teleported away. But anyway, this is working. It's getting louder and louder, which maybe is a good thing. It's obviously working. I think it's just a matter of time before they start entity cramming, because it does have to like charge itself up. The more shulkers we have in these 2 spots, the quicker it spawns new ones, and then the quicker they go in there, and then the quicker they die, and then the quicker it spawns new ones, and so on and so forth. We kind of just have to wait for our dispenser to start going, and then we'll know that everything is working, at least mostly. Yes! Yes! Okay, we just saw it there. It is officially working. I think those are our first... These ones right here, automated shulker shells, and yep, now it's running. Let's see it. Let's see it in action. I mean, let's just do another quick time lapse. Let's do another quick time lapse, just to see how many dudes zoom in and zoom out. And I'll AFK for. Let me set a timer. 15 minutes, starting now. Time lapse time. Our 15 minutes is up, and I guess it's a good thing I only did 15 minutes, because they can hit me in here. I think I just need to hold down right-click and have enough food, and maybe like a resistance and regen beacon or something around here, and I think a beacon would look nice, so I'm not too worried about that as the outcome. Ooh, hello, skeleton. Haha, die, idiot, die. Ow. Stop. Let's check our rates. Oh, I've been struck. Yeah, that is the problem with this farm. I definitely plan on having probably a shulker loader of shulker shells instead of what we have for a storage system. 15 minutes. Stop hitting me. I'm taking these and running away so they stop touching me. But holy cow, this is working. I think they're aggroing to me. That's why those guys aren't leaving. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of shulker shells in 15 minutes. That is absolutely ridiculous. It took so little time, all things considered. I need to get rockets and I'm being chased. Now, all I need to do really is clean up. Probably, I'm gonna make a shulker loader. I need shulker loaders in my life. We have now a shulker loader, and it's been a few days because I've been editing and doing all that stuff. This shulker loader also gives us shulker shells in these 2 barrels first, and then this is kind of just an overflow system. And I think that's a pretty good system. You can grab the shulker shells that you need and then go on your way. So yeah, the shulker farm is done. Let's get to maybe just a little bit laying out our storage system. There's no chance we have time in this episode to build it. I was kind of wishing we would. We're already at like 35 minutes or something. So unfortunately, not enough time in this episode. But if you subscribe, we'll do it in the next one. But only if you subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I'm blowing up my computer. So as I said quite a while ago, but we are going to have our bulk storage system over here and then our non-bulk over on this side. So on this side, I'm planning on probably, if I can squeeze it in, having it be this far back, and let's just do 1 row of chests because I am poor right now. I grabbed wood from our wood farm, but even still, we're definitely not having enough chests to fill this out. We are going to have chests over on this side. My hope is going to be 5 blocks worth of chests tall. Maybe we can squeeze in a little bit more. And then on this side, this is the technological side, we are going to have, let's see, I think it's probably going to be a barrel, but again, I only have chests. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 shulker boxes, and then redstone above and behind it. This is going to be our bulk storage system. What's going to happen is, let's call this column stone. Stone is going to get filtered in, sorted, and put into these shulker boxes, designated for stone specifically, first. Once all 3 of these shulker boxes of stone are full, behind these, there's going to be a shulker box loader that has some crazy configs. It's like, oh, if I'm out of shulker boxes in my shulker box loader, send a request to get more shulker boxes from the shulker box loader, whatever. It's going to fill in that shulker loader and then put in any shulker boxes that it fully fills into this chest here. Oh, I guess it has to be a chest, or it has to be a barrel because we can't even open it. So that is going to be the plan here. Let me get in at least our shulker boxes. Then I hope it'll give you kind of an idea of the vibe that we're going for. Okay, so a little bit of a vibe. I don't have enough blocks to go all the way down to where I want. I think I'm going to end it around here or so, maybe a little bit further, but it is infinitely tileable. I can have it as long as I want to, and the goal is bulk storage. So this is going to work incredibly. We can always just, hey, we need stone, grab some stone, run away, come back, we can put it in ourselves, or we can put it in the auto loader chest that's going to be here. That is our storage plans. We are going to get into it in the next episode, so I guess I'll see you there. Thank you all so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it with a friend, tell your grandma about the Kindle Bubbin' Up YouTube channel, but I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!